Coming up today on This Is True Really News, a $30,000 BMW written off.
You mean ridden off?
In a sense. Written off. It was destroyed.
As in the tax thing.
And, no, in the insurance way. And it has to do with the Manchester airport. We've had problems with the Manchester airport before. This does nothing to dissuade my feelings about the Manchester airport. If you want to hear all about it, just keep listening. Do us a favor, though. Please hit like, subscribe, and follow. Like, especially, because that really helps us. And
don't tell the others, but like is our favorite button.
At least for now, it is. It's working just kind of nicely. So that, and if you want to send us something longer form, if you want to take us to task for being weird or overly political or whatever, just send it to TITR@netradio.network. And if you please, if you're going to hurt our feelings, be good at it.
Yeah, none of the "so's your mother," no.
Or, so boring and not funny.
Yeah, we already know that.
If
If you're gonna give us grief, give us something we don't know.
Something good. Cut me with it.
And you don't get carried away there, Spider-Man.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true,
Really?
as far as you know.
Porcupine Boy.
Ooh.
When Punxsutawney, he could be part of the Avengers.
Oh, I love it. It's
Iron
getting better
Man,
all the time. Punxsutawney.
Doctor Strange. Porcupine Boy.
He'd be the leader of the group.
Be fun watching them out on eating what were they eating? The shawarma?
Yeah, the shawarma. And of course, he could also do.
They're all chewing away and they're.
Who's that little prick over there?
Colorado's first Buc-ee's. This actually has nothing to do with the story that's in Colorado, but I'm going to start with it because that's how they wrote it. It was in a Colorado paper.
Oh, all right.
Colorado got their first Buc-ee's. It's been opened a couple of days, and there's already a guy who blew his chance of using the ever-clean restrooms, eating that savory brisket, or decking himself out in beaver-themed merch. And Justin Wood didn't even come to the new Johnston, Colorado Buc-ee's to get banned. No, Wood, Wood runs the viral Wrinkle the Duck's social media accounts.
This is getting epically weird.
I haven't got the guts to Google Wrinkle the Duck.
Here's the thing. If we've got Buc-ee's, which is beavers, and some guy named Wood.
Yep. I think there'd be fear in his eyes.
I would.
Anyway, he runs the Wrinkle the Duck's social media because apparently a duck can't run its own social media. Or he's too famous. You know how it is.
I got people.
Wood posted, which would sound funny coming from a duck. Wood posted a video where he had stopped at a Buc-ee's in Tennessee and took old Wrinkle inside with him. Wood declared that Wrinkle had to be there. He was his service duck. Long story short, Wood and Wrinkle were not only asked to leave, please, but police were called. Because I'm guessing either Wood or Wrinkle got belligerent.
Was the service he was providing Orthodox, Roman, or Protestant?
No, not that kind of service.
Oh.
No. This is to calm the nerves of an obviously insane individual.
Well, maybe it's a good thing then.
Police came in. Wood has now received a lifetime ban from any and all Buc-ee's locations, even the brand spanking new one in Johnstown, Colorado.
Especially that one.
Look at that. If nothing else, he got one thing off his bucket list. And I'm sure he's got another viral video with the duck. Yeah. I don't know.
So you remember what was the one guy, he got charged like $1 million for his parking spot for park and ride, or not for cabs and Ubers and stuff at the Manchester airport.
Yes.
And they ended up cleaning out his bank account, and it took him what? 3 months to get it back? Something ridiculous.
He was, as they say, skint for a while.
Yep. Andrew Swindell's $30,000 BMW was written off, after it was crashed by Manchester Airport valet staff in a multi-story car park. The man was headed to the U.S. on a business trip. Just as he was sitting down for dinner in Chicago a few days later, the car's onboard telemetry system alerted him via his mobile phone to a serious collision. He was then called by BMW to ask him if he was all right and to suggest he pull over immediately. Well, I am sitting down, he said. Eventually, the airport team told him the car was being driven slowly and safely at the time of the mishap. It was the rest of the world that was moving too fast, apparently. He landed back in Manchester on January 27 and went to meet and greet reception, which is the name of this valet service. There were two managers waiting. We went up to the car park and it was smashed into a concrete post. I was completely surprised. They said the driver misjudged a turn. The telemetry said it was being driven between 20 and 30 miles per hour at the time.
That's a little quick in a parking garage.
Especially when you put the right front corner of the car into the concrete.
Yeah.
And it was up there for weeks, he said.
I mean, if a car is going to handle the turns and swerves in a parking garage, but you got to have a driver that knows what he's doing, or what she's doing. I bet Danica Patrick could do it.
Yep. They had to leave it in situ for the insurance assessment. It was up there for weeks.
I'm guessing they could have sold tickets, dude.
They came back and said the cars were write-off. Manchester offered to pay me market value, and we went back and forward for weeks. Eventually, they made me an offer which I agreed to. Apart from when I met with the managers when I arrived, I have had no contact from the airport. I had to chase them. Manchester Airport spokesperson told the Manchester Evening News, "We apologize to Mr. Swindells for the damage to his car and have worked on his insurance company to ensure, and have worked with his insurance company, rather, to ensure he is fully compensated. Thousands and thousands of passengers use our meet and greet products every week, and incidents leading to any kind of damage are extremely rare." Right? The Titter Deep investigative team has determined that while cases of damage may be rare, Manchester Airport will consistently drag its feet when it comes to compensation.
They're not alone.
Really?
It's kind of a pastime in the UK, apparently. So have you heard of Mr. Bates and the Post Office? The drama? I can't think of the actor. Toby
Keith.
No. He was one of the announcers with Caesar Flickerman on Hunger Games.
Oh.
He was one of the big bads in Sherlock's last season.
No, I can't even see him.
He is just all over the. You would if you saw him. You'd just go.
Yeah, I'd go. Oh, that guy.
You see that face everywhere, and especially in British things, right? Although Hunger Games doesn't count.
Yeah,
that's kind of everywhere. I might have to watch it again today. Anyway.
I'm glad that you keep us up on your viewing.
Mr. Bates and the Post Office is based on a true story, and they tried to keep it as true as they could, but they tell you beforehand, right, that some scenes are imagined. That's how they would have gone. So I looked it up. And basically, the Post Office sued and put out of business and ruined thousands of lives of their sub-postmasters because they thought they were stealing. Now, it can't be proved yet whether or not the post office was actually skimming the money to make themselves look profitable, or whether it was a ugly glitch in their Fujistu, the company that made the whole new system, which they always term as robust. No, wine, beer, they can be robust.
Yes.
Computer systems have to work. Mm-hmm. And it was always the same line. They called the helpline because the computer thing wasn't functioning. They'd give them some things to do, some of which sounded really illegal. Like change the number here and do this and add this, subtract that. Now try it. And it would come out okay. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't trust much of what passes for British corporation / government.
Right. Right. Well,
the bottom line is all that money that they fined these people? There were, I believe, several convictions, and I'm talking like in the hundreds of convictions. People did jail time because of this. And the reason that Toby's character, Mr. Bates, didn't get put in jail is because he wouldn't sign those reports because he said they were wrong and you wouldn't help me fix them. So they just basically put him out of business and sucked up all of his money in fines and things. And
did they ever come to a conclusion on this?
Still going on.
Okay.
The convictions have, I think, if I read the story right, the last story I saw on it, the convictions have been unilaterally overturned.
Okay.
They are still working on getting compensation because one of the last scenes in the movie is Mr. Bates. I would say it would be our version of a comptroller general.
Oh, okay.
In charge of the money.
Yep.
He's doing that to the Minister of Finance. The British government, you think they're going to have to pay? They're the sole stockholder of the post office.
I don't know who else would.
Who else would pay? So before he and his wife were going out for a couple of drinks at the pub, he types him a bill, and it was in the millions of dollars already. Tens of millions of dollars, plus interest.
Gonna have to be.
It was just scary. And part 2 is coming up Sunday.
Oh, okay.
A Sonic drive-in restaurant, Tulsa, Oklahoma, was the scene of a gruesome assault. And I do mean gruesome, so some of the following scenes may be a bit much for people.
I like Sonic.
I do too. I'm just not going to the one in Tulsa. It's in Oklahoma. I bet it was a coyote? Deer, cow.
Coyote.
Oklahoma
tiger.
That was it. A rogue tiger. I got to find out if any of my girls have ever been there because they'd go to Princeton. They're tigers.
The tiger that came for a pint.
Fox News reports the police arrived at the scene, found a man with a flagpole, literally a flagpole, American flag still on one end, in his head. Had gone up through the jaw and out near the right temple.
Oh,
witnesses.
How are you going to eat with that? It's going to, your bite is.
I don't think he was real worried about that at that moment.
Well, I would be. I'm at Sonic. I'm looking forward to a hamburger.
Witnesses reported, think puree. Witnesses reported that the suspect, Clinton Collins, allegedly charged at the victim, ran the pole through his head, muttering, "That's what he gets. He deserved it." Collins was he was taken into custody right there.
One would hope.
Yeah, emergency responders had to cut part of the flagpole away, obviously, to get him into the ambulance. He survived removal of the pole. I think the only lasting damage may have been he will probably lose an eye.
Yeah, but he's lucky.
Why? What? Who?
Yeah. Do we have any explanation?
None. I've seen no motive, no reason.
Wow. Wow. That's killer.
I know. Almost literally.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, so everyone's read snarky reviews for restaurants. You've seen them. And
have I?
Yeah. And it's fun when the owners of the restaurants will clap back because they have ways of knowing who you are or knowing you. So, okay, the service was good. The food wasn't good. The lobster. We had a reservation at 1900 hours, and we came a little late, and our table was given away after 10 minutes, although there were plenty of empty tables. Manager at Noah Seafood Restaurant responded to this review. If you came late and your table was given away, how did you manage to eat the lobster that we don't sell?
Well,
I sat at the bar with my friend tonight for an hour, and she never got served. Bartender was rude. Now, as a former bartender yourself, I'm sure you know why. Your friend was intoxicated to the point of falling down. She was cut off. It would have been illegal to serve her. If she needs help, seek help. www.aa.org.
I should cover it.
I really wanted to like this place, but frankly, it smells. Maybe if you sit outside, you can't smell the nastiness, but inside is gross. It smells like it's been there for 50 years and never been clean, but it is a newer place. Some of the staff look cracked out. Looks like something you'd find in a seedy part of town. I will avoid this place in the future. There are plenty of other places in the area to have a better experience. Hi, Mark. Thank you so much for the valuable input. Quick question for you. Which part made it smell worse? The part where we didn't serve you any alcohol, or the part where you harassed the female staff by exposing your chest hair in lieu of showing your ID? Next time you want a Miller Lite, please bring the appropriate ID that is required when you go to a bar, and we'll gladly serve you. And then 2 quickies that are just fantastic. These are, well, this one is just the response, which tells you everything you need to know. This is from a restaurant called Oriental Express. Thank you, Tina. Tina gave him a 2-star review. Thank you, Tina. Let me guess. Too much food, too hot, too tasty, delivered too quickly. And this one, Dan gave him a 1-star review. What sort of idiot orders salt and pepper chicken and then complains it has salt in it? Our delivery shows it was not late and it was not cold. A fake review and derogatory too. Take your foul mouth and business somewhere else. Dum, dum, dum.
Thank you.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I know too many businesses would go, that's not being. No, man. Don't take that dribble from someone living in his mom's basement.
Right. And what's lovely is everyone with CCTV is just going, well, let's see. You waited 90 minutes? No, you came in. Here you are sitting there.
It's not that hard because not only do you not have to wait 90 minutes, because you can fast forward the CCTV.
Yeah.
And there's timestamps
all over it.
You don't even need a stopwatch. All you need is a computer terminal.
And just watch.
And then you're an idiot.
Yep. Yeah, people are morons.
And I have trouble returning food that's not done the way I like it.
Me too. I know they work hard.
They try.
I worked in restaurants. I always assume they're trying their best.
Son?
Yeah?
As Felix Unger once told me, never assume.
Because?
You make an ass of you and me.
But what if I like making an ass of you?
Carry on.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.